Awards Committee. I'd like to call the September 1st, 2022 awards meeting to order. We have a physical quorum represented by Janie Smalley, representing Laura Shepis, Jackie Shield, representing Haivu, and myself. We also have Todd Skinner, representing Ricky Erickson, and Joe Arpano joining us online. The Office of General Counsel is represented by Rebecca Levy. Budget is represented by Stephanie Neely. And before we begin reviewing today's agenda, I'll note that there isn't anyone physically present for public comment. Eileen, did you receive any public comment via email?
No.
All right, let the record show we did not receive any public comment. I'll pause for a moment to allow participants joining us online to unmute and speak up. Hearing no comments, we'll proceed with today's regular agenda. We have items 1 through 12 that have been reviewed by Procurement and Budget. These items are now ready to be reviewed by the Awards Committee, beginning with item 1, representing the minutes from the August 25th, 2022 Awards Committee meeting. Are there any comments or corrections to be discussed? Hearing none, may I get a motion to approve award item 1?
So moved.
And a second?
Jackie Shield, second.
We have a motion from Janie Smalley, a second from Jackie Shield. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Minutes are approved as presented. I'll pass it over to Jenny McCollum, our Chief Procurement Officer, to present each of the remaining items before I ask for a motion, beginning with item 2.
Thank you through the chair. I just want to note we have quite an agenda today with 11 items. So as your agenda item is reviewed and the vote is made, if you want to drop off the call, you may do so, and don't feel like you need to stick around for the entire meeting. All right, so award number 2 is a renewal / change order. This is for our vendor services payment kiosk purchase maintenance program and point of sale services. We've got a contract currently with AdCom Systems, Inc. in the amount of $364,512.88. Excuse me, that is for this change order. That is the amount of this change order and the renewal. So this was an informal, just to give you a little bit of history. We bid this out back in March of 2020. We received 4 responses. The original award amount was about $117,000. We evaluated those responses on price, past performance, and design approach, and work plan. The change orders were, we had 2 change orders approved informally that were in small amounts. One was a one-time development of a module to add Apple Pay and Google Pay functionality to the kiosks. We also had a one-time development cost to redevelop the kiosk software application with C2M to be integrated with CC&B and providing the ability to look up accounts and balances and submit payment information. I'm going to pause for just a second. I'm getting a lot of feedback on my end. Can everyone make sure that they are muted for me? Thank you. I'll just note the kiosk project was delayed due to the pandemic and the C2M migration until February, March timeframe of 2022. So this was just about 6 months ago. But during the delay, the decision was made that JEA would adopt a new customer interaction plan for our new JEA building to enhance the customer experience. The traditional walk-up counter model was eliminated and a more interactive, immersive customer experience was adopted. So to accomplish this, the business identified the need for a portable point of interaction device to receive credit cards and check payments. We looked at AdCom Systems. We also looked at Kubra, who is our e-payments provider, as 2 possible solutions to add this additional point of interaction. And we worked through with compliance, data security, and the business, and felt like AdCom Systems was the appropriate company to add this solution to. And they met all the business requirements, data security requirements, et cetera. So the request of these funds are additional services and fees. So that's the add-on part, the change order, but then also the renewal through May of 2025. So JEA also has made the decision to begin absorbing the card fees for customers paying by credit card or debit card to improve the customer experience. And so there's some additional information in the write-up about what those fees look like. Card processing is about $2.20 per card transaction, and then the check processing fee is about 51 cents per transaction. And I'm going to pause there. It's a lot of information for this one, but this is the first time you've seen this since this was an informal. So I want to ask the committee if you guys have questions or comments. All right, seeing none, I'll pass it back to the committee for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 2?
Joe Arpano, so moved.
And a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Joe Arpano, a second by Jamie Smalley. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. Pass it back over to Jenny to present award item 3.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 3 is through the real estate directive. This is to provide additional property rights for a new electric transmission circuit for circuit 663, which is a 69 kV. This is from San Juan to James rebuild project. So Jamil and Andy Akel are the owners of this property and the recommended awardees in the amount of $52,500. This would be a one-time purchase, and the subject easement will provide additional real estate for the construction of the new transmission poles, which will account for the aerial rights related to the sag and vegetation clearance. Transmission engineering intends to start phase 2 of this project in the fall of 2022. JEA has entered into negotiations with the owners back in 2021. After several counter offers, it was determined in the best interest to accept the owner's third counter offer for this subject property to meet the construction timeline. And there is backup justification in a summary that's been attached to show some of the cost avoidance, which is in the packet. So I'm going to pause and see if you have any questions. All right, seeing none, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
May I get a motion to approve award item 3?
Jackie Shields, so moved.
Todd Skinner, second.
Thank you. We have a motion from Jackie Shield, a second from Todd Skinner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present award item 4.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 4 is a change order. This is for the consultant/surveyor to provide professional services for an aerial light detection and ranging, which is our LiDAR survey, and then power line system, computer-aided design and draft modeling for JEA's entire electric transmission system. Pickett and Associates, Inc. is our recommended awardee. That we have a current contract with them. The change order amount is $123,845. We expect to wrap this entire project up at the end of September of this year, so the next month. This is just a change order for additional miles that were not caught in the original award when we put the original award amount together. So there's about 71.5 miles that were not included that we need to add to complete the project. So JEA and Pickett agreed to use the same rates that were negotiated in the original award back in February. So this is just set to add no cost increase here, just the additional work to be done at the same rates. Any costs or any questions or comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thanks, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 4?
So moved.
And a second?
Joe Orfano, second.
We have a motion from Janie Smalley, a second from Joe Orfano. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present award item 5.
Thank you. Award number 5 is a proposal. This is for integrated water resource management, so engineering services for program assistance. I'm going to spend some time on this one because it is quite a large award. So the purpose of this RFP is to secure the engineering and the related services to assist JEA in managing and implementing its program for the Integrated Water Resource Plan in response to the Florida Senate Bill 64, which requires JEA to effectively eliminate non-beneficial surface water discharges by January of 2032. So JEA has developed a plan to comply with the legislation. The plan, which was approved by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, included a preliminary capital improvement plan for both existing and future water reclamation facilities. And the estimate for the new infrastructure to eliminate this surface water discharge is approximately $1.9 billion. So this is a large endeavor. JEA is seeking a consultant that can provide engineering and related technical assistance to help implement the program. JEA will lead the program, and this consultant will provide services and personnel that will augment and extend JEA's staff. The program will ultimately consist of dozens of projects and have, just having the consistency of planning and the coordination of projects through the program will be critical for the success. So CDM Smith is our recommended awardee in the amount of $25 million. This is a 5-year contract with 2 one-optional renewals. We received 2 proposals. The companies that did not submit stated that the prohibiting them to design the individual projects on the surface water discharge program was the main reason for not submitting. So whoever runs this program won't be able to submit bids that are produced from the preliminary, planning and what we have to do to comply with this program. And so we kept that in there. Just to include and ensure fair bidding for those future projects. I'm going to kind of jump down a little bit further. So CDM Smith has assembled a team of 10 sub-consultants to help cover the wide array of tasks that are anticipated. We are awarding to the budget estimate for these services, but we will issue task orders for each individual scope of work as needed. And the costs for the task orders will be based on the negotiated hourly rates that were established with CDM, and those rates may be increased annually by CPI. So I know there's a lot of information, and actually we'll open it up to the business if they have anything they want to add or anything that I missed that should have been included that is important from your perspective.
Jenny, if you don't mind, I'd like to have Rob Zamaterio come up to the table and just add a little context. The mic is there, so it'll pick you up better. And specifically just how this complements the Integrated Water Resource Plan.
All right. Well, she covered most of the high points from the write-up. So just generally speaking, prior to Senate Bill 64, JEA did an Integrated Water Resource Plan. A large portion of that plan has been accelerated due to Senate Bill 64. So a large majority of these projects that we're discussing that will come as a result of this contract, we're kind of already in the JEA plan. Due to the acceleration of those projects, it's definitely going to put a stress on our workforce. We've already got a pretty robust capital improvement program. So having the staff to not only manage the programs, help plan the projects, oversee the projects, and also offer the technical expertise that we don't have in-house was all part of this package. So in order to meet the deadlines, which are very aggressive set by the state, we're going to need help and assistance to do that. And that's really the key function of this contract, is to help us get the program off the ground and running at full speed, and having somebody dedicated to coordinating all the projects. As Jenny referenced, there'll be dozens of projects coming out of this, and all those projects are interconnected. There are no single projects that are standalone projects. So having somebody to coordinate and help maintain continuity between all those projects is also going to be a critical aspect of the program's success. So with all that being said, I will open the floor for any specific questions about the work to be done or any of the projects or the IWRP plan.
Hey, Rob, it's Joe. Just for further clarification, on that 1.9 billion, that figure was provided by a UF consultant probably a little over a year ago now. There's a pretty strong likelihood that that $1.85 billion figure is going to rise, particularly with the supply chain issues we're seeing right now.
Correct. And
Full disclosure, I don't want anybody to be surprised because 1.9 billion's in this write-up.
And Jackie Schill, I have a question. Since we did only receive one bid, looking at the rates, I know y'all look at those rates, Jenny, you feel comfortable they're comparable to what our existing rates are for this similar type work?
yeah,
Since there was no competition?
yeah. So what will happen is we will then negotiate the rates moving forward in the contract. So the rates aren't proposed as part of this RFP; it's all qualification based. But we have a continuing services contract for engineering in multiple places. So as we negotiate, they'll be consistent with because we have continuing service contracts for line work, plant work with Mike D's group. So I expect their hourly rates will be in alignment with those contracts.
Thank you.
This is Dan Cook, the person, if I can just speak on that as well. We do have the rates negotiated. They should be in the packet, and they are consistent with the rates that we received from CDM within the last year. And they're actually the same as one that we brought before the committee a couple months ago. And they're very consistent and on par with the rates we've seen from other engineering companies within the last year.
Perfect. Dan, I was actually going to call on you to comment on that. So thank you. You've become a good mind reader. Any other questions, comments? Okay, and I'll just note, Jackie, there were two bids that we received, but since this was a CCNA, we only negotiate with the highest ranked. And then if we weren't successful, we would have been able to go to number two and try to negotiate those rates. But because it's CCNA, we're looking for the most qualified, and price is not included when we put the proposals. When they put the proposals together, it's all done after the fact based off of negotiations. And so we use our bank of rates to constantly make sure that they're in line with market and what we're seeing.
Thank you. Good.
You're welcome. I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. And Rob, thank you
Yep.
in advance for the work that's coming and the work that's been done, the collaboration between the teams. This is a very important initiative. Glad to see us moving forward. May I get a motion to approve award item 5?
Joe Orfano, so moved.
Second?
Jackie Schill, second.
We have a motion from Joe Orfano, a second from Jackie Schill. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present award item 6.
Thank you.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 6 is a straight bid. This is for the FY23 water wastewater purchase of the fixed diesel pumps for our storm resiliency. This includes 19 fixed diesel pumps. The recommended awardee is Thompson Pump and Manufacturing Co. Inc. in the amount of $1,445,036. We've got an estimated delivery of July of 2023. We received 2 bids. I'll note there are only 3 vendors approved in the water wastewater standards for diesel pumps. And so we received 2 of the 3. The third vendor that chose not to bid stated that they were concerned with the rising component prices and they couldn't be competitive, as well as not being able to meet the delivery timelines. So there was some concern about that during the bid process. So we actually did extend the delivery deadline date by 2 months to help some of those concerns that were raised by the vendors. And then just to note that the order for these pumps will be made this month, but they will, we shouldn't be receiving them or making payments until FY23. Any questions or comments? All right, I'll pass it to the chair for a vote.
Thank you. May I get a motion to approve award item 6?
So moved. Todd Skinner.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion from Todd Skinner, a second from Janie Smalley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. Pass it back to Jenny to present award item 7.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 7 is another bid. This is for the Nassau Water Reclamation Facility. So we're doing an exploratory well and a deep injection well. So this is for 2 different kind of services. So the scope, for the solicitation includes that exploratory well that will be drilled first to the depth of approximately 2,400 feet below the land surface. Depending on those results, the exploratory well may be completed as there were 3 different options. And here we're choosing the deep injection well. So you can see the 3 different options were included. We chose the one that we thought was in the best interest of JEA. So we would like to move forward with Youngquist Brothers LLC as the recommended awardee in the amount of $10,702,409. The expected project completion is September of 2023. This well drilling industry is a very limited industry, just to keep kind of on the forefront as we have more of these that are going to be coming up. Originally, we received no bids, decided to extend the bid due date and take feedback from contractors. So we modified the liquidated damages and provided additional technical information about the job site. Went to open again, and JEA received 3 bids, with 1 being disqualified based off of not they were taking exceptions to our terms and conditions, but they didn't price all requested items that we had on the bid request. So we decided to move forward with the 2 that did submit. I'll note that the award amount differs from the bid amount due to excluding the parts 5 and 6 of the workbook. So those were like the 3 different options that we had, and we only chose 1, so excluded the other 2. So we opted for that deep injection well based on the current regulatory environment. And so that's what you see in our bid price. It includes both the exploratory and that deep injection well. The basis of award, just so you guys know, since we did take some, we looked at kind of the overall entire bid work amount. However, it should be noted that when we evaluated and removed those sections, that our awardee is still the lowest bidder overall. so we do that check as well. JEA included a 5% supplemental work allowance in the total that was not included on the bid workbook, and that's just to give us some coverage for unknown costs that should come up, that could come up. And then you'll see the big difference between the budget amount and the award amount is due to the fact that we just had the originally when we budgeted this, it was just for the exploratory effort, but JEA at the time expected to bid that separately from the injection well because we didn't have the permit for DEP. So we were able to get that, and the revised project budget is under the assumption that there will be minimal stoppage between the exploration and the injection well since we have that permit. And then we're also just seeing the drilling industry as a whole increase their pricing. It is due to the fact that we have very limited drillers in the region, and they have so much work that, you know, these liquidated damages are causing them, you know, some heartburn because they can only take on so much, and we have a lot that we're throwing at them along with all, you know, the other utilities in the state. So just something for us to keep in mind and something that we are going to be talking with the water side about from just some mitigation efforts if we can figure out how to spread these out some because we're overloading our contractors. So any questions, comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 7?
Jackie Shields, so moved.
And a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Jackie Shield, a second from Janie Smalley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present award item 8.
Thank you through the chair. Award number 8. This is a piggyback off of the Florida Sheriff's Association. This is for the dustless regenerative air street sweeper for Northside, and it is in our FY23 fleet capital budget and in requirement for a replacement for the electric department. The recommended awardee is Container Systems and Equipment Company, Inc., in the amount of $365,505. We estimate project completion August of 2023. I'll note Fleet explored several manufacturers' offerings, but Timeco was able to meet the dust-free requirement that Northside had requested. They are the manufacturer of the previous 2 sweepers JEA purchased back in 2006 and 2012, so some time ago. Container Systems and Equipment Company is our authorized dealer for the state of Florida. So just due to, you know, kind of chose the piggyback as the most appropriate sourcing method given the inability of other manufacturers to provide the system along with them being the only dealer in Florida, thought we would, it would make the most sense for us to utilize the Florida Sheriff's Association, try to maximize some of their bidding strengths versus what we are dealing with just one here. Any questions or comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you. May I get a motion to approve award item 8?
Todd Skinner, so moved.
Joe Orfano, second.
I'll take a motion from Todd Skinner, a second from Joe Orfano. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? The motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present award item 9.
Thank you. Award number 9 is a contract increase. This is for our miscellaneous electrical items for our JEA inventory stock. The primary use of these items is to support the operations of JEA. Can best be described as just general electrical items like meter locking rings to bushings and capacitor banks. The original award we had awarded to 4 different distributors. This contract increase is for only 2 of those. So Gresco Supply Inc., we are recommending a $206,625.75 increase. And then Wesco is $92,331.39. You can see our list of previous change orders to get an idea of when we've brought increases back. We brought Stuart Irby back April of 2022. Annixter is still working on their original award amount, and then now we're bringing these 2 back to increase. The primary drivers for the additional dollars. So for Gresco, it's the requirement of 2 cable fault indicators, which is driven by new developments. And then we also have an item that is driven by underground feeder jobs. And so the pricing for these items aren't changing. We're just having to increase the number that we're purchasing. We also, on the other side with Wesco, we're looking at a vertical 5-outlet mole stud, and it is mainly comes from unforeseen underground network improvement projects. So again, this price is not changing. We're just buying more than what we originally needed, driven by the demand of these projects. Any questions or comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you. May I get a motion to approve award item 9?
Jackie Shield, so moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion from Jackie Shield, a second from Janie Smalley. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present award item 10.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 10. This is a straight bid. This is for Circuit 917 relocation between 9B and I-95. These are construction services to rebuild approximately 3/4 of a mile of the 230 kV single circuit transmission line inside public right-of-way of Racetrack Road. The transmission construction will include setting 9 new spun concrete transmission poles and reframing of 2 existing steel poles, along with proposed guy wires, anchors, insulators, and hardware. It also includes the demo and the removal of the existing 8 spun concrete transmission structures. CNC Powerline Inc. is our recommended awardee in the amount of $996,534.36, estimated to be done in December of 2022. We received 4 bids. The award amount, which includes 10% SWA, is approximately 1% less than the budget estimate. It's a pretty straightforward, clear cut on this one. Questions, comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you. May I get a motion to approve award item 10?
Joe Orfano, so moved.
And a second?
Todd Skinner, second.
Sorry, Todd. Janie beat you to it. We have a motion from Joe Orfano, a second from Janie Smalley. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? The motion is adopted. Pass it back to Jenny to present award item 11.
Thank you. Award number 11 is a renewal. These next 2 awards are very similar in nature, so I'll explain the first one and then kind of run quickly through the second one. These are for facility janitorial services. This one is a sheltered market, and this is for our generating stations. It's about approximately 45 buildings and all of our wellness centers. EverSafe Building Maintenance Corp. is our recommended awardee in the amount of $643,922.86. This will take us through September 30th of 2024. So this request is to utilize both of the two one-year renewal options in an effort to lock in our rates. Eversafe has provided satisfactory services and has agreed to renew the contract at the same rates. The award amount is based off of our monthly estimate of about $26,830. And if you'll just note that in alignment with the CDC protocols, the COVID-19 cleaning protocols were suspended by JEA back in April of 2022. And so the renewal amount is less for the 2-year period because of this change and due to having, funds remaining on the award amount from the first year. So that is why you see kind of our 2-year award amount not corresponding with the 1-year award amount that we originally put in place. Any questions or comments? I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you. May I get a motion to approve award item 11?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie Shield, second.
We have a motion from Janie Smalley, a second from Jackie Shield. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? The motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present our final award item for today.
Thank you. Through the chair, again, similar to the last one, renewal. This is for our facilities, janitorial services for our substations, lift stations, chiller plants, and treatment plants. Also, sheltered market for JSUB. So you can see how we break these up to provide more opportunities for JSUBs, and we shelter these markets for them. Eversafe is also our current awardee, and the award amount increase is $977,993. So same thing here too, utilizing both of the renewal options, and the award amount was based off of the monthly estimate of about $40,000, as listed in the write-up. This one does include the budget estimate, and the renewal amounts include the addition of sites that will be added throughout the term, as well as increased visits to sites currently included in the workbook. Questions, comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you. May I get a motion to approve award item 12?
Joe Orfano, so moved.
And a second?
Skinner, second.
We have a motion from Joe Orfano, a second from Todd Skinner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. The entire agenda representing items 1 through 12 is approved for September 1st, 2022. Is there any other business to come before the awards committee at this time? All right, seeing none, we're adjourned. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to give a shout out to Rita Scott and the procurement group. They held the 5th annual JSUB Summit yesterday at the library, and it was a huge success. Very, very well done, and I just want to give a shout out to the group and thank everyone for the participation. We had a really good turnout from just the volunteers from the procurement group and the different business units that helped us coordinate and volunteer, and it just was a wonderful event. And so I thought I should give some recognition since we do spend so much time talking about our JSUBs, and this is one big effort on how we push work to them each year.
Just keep raising the bar. Right? Just better and better. Good job, Jenny and team.
Because I have an amazing team.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone.
Anything else? All right, we're adjourned. Thank you.